How do you know what your truth is? Where does that knowing emerge from? Are you able to decipher between the current, the undercurrent of fear or shame, or from that deep, visceral, whole body knowing? We have become really good at not giving voice to our bodies screaming for our attention. And so we've turned things that we know into toxic energies in our body. And so, we've got cancer and fibromyalgia and thyroid issues and IBS, and addiction, and all sorts of different brilliant ways to actually get our own attention. And then we betray the body furthermore by loading it with pharmacological drugs. Now, if you know what pharmacology means, in Greek it means literally poison. We have so much of the language. P.S. side note, that actually tells us, like culture, right? We have so much of the language that tells us about what we're living. And because we're so habituated to repeating it, we just don't really notice it. And that is true for how we know what our truth is. A lot of the work that I do relies on the journey through the well systems models. And I do that because that journey is reliable and predictable, and everybody is exposed to it. So it's not like it's true for me but not true for you. It's true for everybody because it's about the process of becoming who we are, which is how I can look at somebody who tells me a story about their disease, and I can tell them, or I can ask them questions so that they notice for themselves how that came to be and how it makes sense for them. And in the process, they no longer continue to carry that disease. And that's because our bodies are constantly trying to get our attention. Our bodies only speak in the language of truth. And so when a disease pops up, it's because our body's been trying to get our attention for so long that it solidifies around tissue, right? So like energy coalesces and creates matter, and it coalesces around matter. And so first there must be the energetic framework for something to exist before that thing exists. So before you have cancer physically in the body, before you have a tumor, you have to have the thought processes, the thought energies that are associated with that. And depending on where the cancer is in your body, it gives me information about what it is that caused that cancer. So if it's cancer, let's say in your uterus, generally it's all about early family systems bullshit that you're unwilling or unable to decipher. And often people are unable to decipher those messages because they've been brutalized into us about how to not pay attention. So how do you know what your truth is? Your body is constantly speaking to you. All you have to do is learn how to listen. So if you're curious about learning how to listen to your body, not on a yoga mat and not, on your practice, not during your meditation, but really and truly in every single moment of your life, then I invite you to send me a message and let me know, what is your body telling you about you right now? So don't overthink it. Just simply start writing and see what comes up for you. And I would love to read that, and I would love to engage with you around that, and I would love to show you potentially an alternative way to consider that, so that you might be able to decipher within what's going on for you what your body is telling you and what you might want to start paying attention to. Because if you initially don't name what's going on for you, if you're living in denial of even naming it or in avoidance of even naming it, it's going to continue to ramp up and try and get your attention. So anything that's going on for you in your body right now, I invite you to just send me a message and see where that takes you. You might be surprised.